All right, we are back with another episode of It's That Easy. It is Thursday night. We're talking baseball and we're talking World Cup. So hope everyone's having a great day. Almost there. One more day and it's TGIF. Um, hope you're also having a great time watching all these great games of baseball and World Cup. So if you're watching, like the video. If you get a chance, go ahead and subscribe. And if you do, go ahead and turn on notifications. That way, every time I put out a new video, you get notified. So let's jump into it really quick. We will talk about what happened today, what's going to happen tomorrow, and then let you get started on your weekend. So we'll start with the World Cup today. France played Morocco. This is another time that France should have won 5-0, 6-0. I mean, that's how good they are. I don't know why they're having trouble getting the ball into the net. Mbappe actually had a free kick or penalty kick that he missed, so that was crazy. But he did score today again. So if you had a bet, first score, it was him. If you just had him scoring a goal, period, he won for you. And if you bet on France, they obviously won 2-0. It looks closer than it really was, but once the second half kicked in, I think they got in trouble. They said, "Hey, get after it," and they really did. They got super aggressive. They should have had, like I said, 3 or 4 more goals, but that's what it was there. So France moves on. Good for Morocco. Tomorrow, we have Spain and Belgium. So Spain, that's actually not a bad -155. You can actually win some money betting that for Spain. Me personally, I think Spain's going to win. I think it's going to be a tough game. Spain's going to win. I would probably go under the 2.5. If you win under the 2.5 today, France, who should have had 5 goals, they only scored 2. It was 2-0. You'd have won there too. So I think I would play the under 2.5 goals and playing Spain to win. So but it's good. Should be a good game tomorrow. Should be a tough one. I have no love lost for Belgium because they beat the crap out of the men's team, the U.S. men's team. So, well, I mean, they were better than us. I'm not even going to make excuses. I'm just pissed. So hopefully Spain wins, and then the last 2 games on Saturday for this round: Norway, England, Argentina, Switzerland. We'll hit on those tomorrow. But those should be really good games. So we should have a good one there. So. But let's get into some baseball. What happened today around the bases? Rangers, look at that. Rangers, Angels. Why does it have to be so tough? Rangers were up 6-1. Or, yeah, something like maybe 5-1. Why? Why does it have to be that tough? We'll see. Looks like the Angels have a guy on third with 2 outs. Hopefully that guy doesn't score. Diamondbacks, Padres, we know that's a West Coast game. So is the Rockies, Giants, late games. So those are going on right now. 2-1 Diamondbacks over the Padres. Actually got the Rockies in a little wager there. So hopefully they beat the Giants there. They're tied in the 5th. Braves decided we're gonna get back to our dominant ways. Beat the Pirates. Mets, you know what? I was just thinking about this as I'm looking for tomorrow's games. It's hard to pick the Royals to win. Like you just don't want to. And the Mets prove it right there. They beat them. Yankees showed up, so they're kind of Jekyll and Hyde there as well. But they won today. Beat the Rays pretty good, 12-4. Orioles tight game against the Cubs. Came back to beat the Cubs. Guardians show they were pretty good. They beat the Twins today. I had the Twins winning. Red Sox hung on to win. I don't know. I picked the White Sox, I think, but I don't know why I picked against the Red Sox. I think they have a 5-6 game winning streak going on. Tigers continue to be tough after struggling over the last month after Scooble's injury. They're starting to get it together. I think they've also won 4 or 5 in a row. Look at that. Phillies in a nail biter. 1-0. I actually went the under, and when I hit the under, it was probably at 5 or 6. So to be 1-0, that's pretty good there. And then the Brewers, after losing to the Cardinals yesterday, beat up on the Cardinals today. So, but let's get into tomorrow's game. So those are your games for today, July the 9th. Let's get into the games for July the 10th. So we start a lot of new series. So all those teams you saw today playing different people tomorrow. Astros visit Arlington. Astros pitching Brown, 3.38 ERA. He's won 4 of his last 5 games. They've won 3 of their last 5, but they did lose their last game. Rangers pitching Quantrell, 3.35 ERA. He's kind of a bullpen guy, but he's starting to make more start. I think he's kind of found his way into the rotation now. He's actually lost 4 of his last 5 starts. Lost to Detroit, Miami, Minnesota. Not good. We've won one in a row. Hopefully, we win today. That'd be two in a row. For that reason, we stick with, even though they're underdogs at home, we're going to go Rangers to win the game. Let's see what happens today or this evening. Brewers are visiting Pittsburgh. Brewers pitching Sproat, 5.13 ERA. Won his last four starts, though. Beat Arizona, Cincinnati twice, and Cleveland in those last four. They did win in 4 of their last 5, but they lost their last game. Pirates are pitching Ashcraft, 3.24 ERA. He's won his last 4 starts. Beat Washington, Philly, Seattle, and the A's. They've won 3 of their last 5 games. They've also lost 2. But I got to go Pirates. I'm going to go better pitching. They got better pitching tomorrow. Each pitcher has won their last 4 games. They've both given up about the same amount of runs over the last 5 games, and they're both on losing streaks. Well, actually, the Brewers, I think, beat the Cardinals today. But we're going to go Pittsburgh tomorrow, see how that goes for us there. Man, this seems weird, but the numbers just show Pittsburgh. So let's go Pittsburgh. I don't know, maybe I will go Milwaukee. Milwaukee is the better team. They're better by 11 games. Let's see, Phillies and the Tigers. Phillies pitching Nola, 5.87 ERA. At one point, he was one of their better pitchers. He's struggling now, lost 3 of his last 4 games. He's lost to Kansas City, Pittsburgh, and the Mets. But they did win their last game, but they're playing a Tigers team who's pitching Flaherty, 4.60 ERA. He's got 2 good starts, 5 innings, no runs in his last 2 starts. Did win one of them, lost to Houston and Cleveland, but they've won 5 in a row. So it's hard to go against that. I know the Phillies are the better team on paper, but we're going to stick with the Tigers. Let's see how this winning streak will treat us tomorrow. So Yankees and the Nationals. Yankees pitching Weathers, 4.29 ERA. He's lost 4 of his last 5 starts, given up 14 runs in his last 5 games, but they did win today, so good for them. Nationals pitching Palmquist. He's only got 1 start. He's had 2 starts and he's lost both of them. 7.11 ERA. Yeah, we got to go Yankees on that one. I'm not sure if this guy's getting into the rotation or they just say, hey, we got an open spot. Let's put this guy in there. But Yankees should take care of business in Washington there. Royals and the Orioles. Royals pitching Avila, 5.05 ERA, 15 runs in his last 5 games. He's won his last 4 starts, beat Philly, the White Sox, the Rays, and the Nationals. But they have lost 2 in a row. Yeah, I told you it's hard to pick the Kansas City Royals. Orioles pitching Young, 3.38 ERA, won 3 of his last 5 starts. He beat Cincinnati, the Dodgers, and the Mariners. So they have won 1 in a row. We're going to stick with Orioles tomorrow, and they are the favorite. Cubs and the Reds. Cubs pitching Imanaga, 4.28 ERA. Let's see. He lost his last start to St. Louis. It was a close one, but he won the 3 before. He beat the Padres, the Mets, and Colorado. They have lost their last game, though, playing the Reds. Reds are struggling, and they're pitching a guy named Green, who has an 8.0 ERA. He's only had 1 start, and it was a bad start where he gave up 8 runs. He's making his 2nd start here. They've actually lost 1 in a row as well. So, for that reason, we got to stick to the Cubs. It's a very close one that they have. Minus 112, I think it's minus 108 for the Reds. We're going to go Cubs tomorrow just because this pitcher for the Reds making his 2nd start of the season there. Guardians and the Marlins. Guardians pitching Messick, 2.80 ERA. He lost his last 3 starts. They were all close games. The White Sox twice and to the Rangers. I think they were either 1 or 2 run games. They did win on their last game, so that's good. But they're playing the Marlins, who are pitching Alcantara, 4.0 ERA. This guy's won his last 5 starts. Beat the A's, Colorado, Texas, Philly, and the Pirates. And the Marlins have won 5 in a row. I did not pick them today, and I should have because they had a streak going on, and I ignored that. Shouldn't have done that. So tomorrow, we're back on the bandwagon. Marlins, it's another close one, but I think Marlins take care of business in Miami. Mariners and the Rays. Mariners pitching Castillo, 4.79 ERA. He lost 4 of his last 5 starts. He's lost to Toronto, Boston, Washington, and Detroit. The Mariners have now lost 3 in a row. The Rays pitching Martinez, 2.61 ERA. Really good starts. His last 2 starts were each 5 innings, 1 run. Won his last 3 starts, beat Houston, Arizona, and Washington. and they won their last game. So we're going to stick with Tampa Bay. If this is like a regular Seattle game, you might even go the under. They'll have these games where they break out and they'll score like, I don't know, 15 total runs, and then like 2 or 3 in a row where they have the under. So this could be one of those under games for Seattle. Boston and the Mets. Red Sox are pitching Gray. 2.61 ERA. That's a good ERA for him. His last 2 starts were 6 innings, 1 run, 7 innings, and no runs. Won his last 3 starts, beat the Angels, the Yankees, and the Rockies. The Red Sox have quietly won 5 games in a row. The Mets are pitching McLean, 3.73 ERA. Won 4 of his last 5 starts. He beat Atlanta, Toronto, Cincinnati, and Atlanta on the tail end of that. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, and they've won 2 in a row. Boston is actually not favored in this game, so this is going to be one of our underdog picks. We're going to go Boston to win tomorrow. A's and the White Sox. Currently, the A's do not have a pitcher listed, but they have lost 5 in a row. That's one thing we do know that's happening. White Sox are pitching Burke, 3.56 ERA. He's won his last 4 starts. He beat Cleveland twice, Baltimore, and the Yankees. They've lost 3 in a row. Not as bad as the A's, but we're going to go White Sox tomorrow. They're a pretty heavy favorite. That's how bad the A's are. A struggling White Sox team is picked to beat them, but we're going to go with the White Sox tomorrow. May even go that under. I'm not sure. Angels and the Twins. Angels pitching Rodriguez, 8.06 ERA. He's lost his last 3 starts to Tampa Bay, Houston, and the Rockies, but they did win today, or they won their last start, and they're tied today, so it's a close one. Twins are pitching Matthews, 4.43 ERA. They've won 3 of his last 4 starts, beating the Yankees, Houston, and Texas during that time. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, but they did lose their last game. They are favored to win, and I'm going to go at home Twins to win minus 126. Braves and the Cardinals. Braves got their ace up, Sale, 2.27 ERA. Won 2 of his last 3 starts. He beat the Mets and the Brewers. They've won 2 in a row now. Playing the Cardinals, pitching Leahy, 3.86 ERA. They've won his last 2 starts against the Cubs and Miami. They've won 1 game in a row there. So we're going to go Braves. Weeks ago, the Braves were an easy pick. It was like, yeah, go Braves. They're going to win. They've been struggling lately, so I'll be honest. I'm a little shaky on this one. St. Louis has proved to be a pretty good team against anybody. And so it's going to be a close one, but we're going to go Braves tomorrow. Blue Jays and the Padres. Blue Jays pitching Bieber. Yes, that's Justin. 9.0 ERA. Lost his last 3 starts to Seattle, Texas, and Houston. Man, those are not good teams either. So, but they have won 2 in a row. So good for them. Padres pitching Sears, 4.70 ERA. Won 2 of his last 3 starts. He beat the Dodgers and the Braves. See, those are better teams to beat there. They've also won 2 in a row. So being that they're at home, we're going to go. And then Toronto has to travel from the east all the way to the west. We're going to go San Diego. It's a close spread there. So we're going to go San Diego to take care of business tomorrow. Diamondbacks pitching Rodriguez, 2.25 ERA. He lost his last start to Milwaukee, but he won the 4 prior to that in a row, beating the Giants, the Cardinals, the Angels, and the Reds. They have now lost 2 in a row, and they are tied today. So we don't know what that's going to be. It could be a 3-game losing streak they go in. But here's the thing. They're playing the Dodgers, and guess who's pitching? It's Ohtani. 1.79 ERA. Won his last 3 starts. He beat San Diego, Minnesota, Tampa Bay. He's won actually 7 of his last 8 starts. They've won 1 in a row now. We're going to stick with the Dodgers, take care of business in LA tomorrow over the Diamondbacks. Rockies last game here. Rockies pitching Gordon, 6.95 ERA. Let's see, won his last start against San Francisco, but he lost the 4 prior. Miami, San Francisco, the Dodgers, and the Rangers. They've lost 1 in a row. They're tied today, or it's a close game today. They'll be playing the Giants again tomorrow. They're tied with the Giants actually right now. Playing the Giants again tomorrow. Pitching Ray, 3.45 ERA. He actually won his last 5 starts. Colorado, Atlanta, the A's, Atlanta again, and the Nationals. They've lost 2 in a row. It's a close one today. One of these teams will be on a losing streak tomorrow. But we're going to go with San Francisco. They are the favorite team. They're the home team. they're playing tough today. Let's go with San Francisco. So these are your 15 games for Friday, July the 10th. So you got a few underdogs, very few. Actually, we might just have one underdog there. But there's a lot of close games. So, like the Cubs game is a close one. The Marlins game is a close spread. The Rays and Padres, super close spreads there. Then you got teams, then you have some huge ones like the Dodgers minus 267, the White Sox minus 171, Yankees minus 168. So some of those, even the Braves are minus 168. So you might want to parlay a couple of those. I've noticed over the last couple of weeks, parlaying, it obviously makes you more money, but it's harder to get. Because just when you think, well, these two teams should be winning today, one of them usually lets it down. So be careful with that. So hope you have a great Friday tomorrow and great start to your weekend. Hope you get to watch a lot of baseball and World Cup soccer too. So, and if you're watching, please like the video and subscribe if you get a chance. And if you decide to bet on baseball, or soccer, or any other sport that's going on this weekend, I hope you win a ton of money. We'll see you on the next one.